Today, the main problem of the distorted view of Islam is Pharisaism. The Pharisees not only disfigured the representation of religion in the eyes of non-Muslims, but also shocked their fellow believers with their actions. If it were not for the history of Jesus' denunciation of the Pharisees and scribes, it would be difficult to understand such a delicate and complex issue. Muslims found themselves in exactly the same situation as the Jews faced before the coming of Jesus Christ. They knew the Torah and taught the scriptures to others, but Jesus called them spiritless hypocrites. As Jesus said, the letter kills, but the spirit gives life. A Pharisee in any religion will betray you either for money or for some kind of interest, but at the same time he will pray a lot, look good looking and talk pompously about religion. So Jesus denounced them, saying that the Pharisees pray a lot and read a lot of holy texts but love money. Jesus' disagreement with the Pharisees was also that the Pharisees saw wealth as the evidence of God's favor towards man. He compared them to a bowl that glittered on the outside, but inside it was rotten. The Jews had no problem with faith on the one God. Jesus didn't come to change the Mosaic law. He came to show a different level of faith and interpretation of the holy texts. Modern Islam has the same problems. A person can read a religious text all day, know the prescription on paper, but not be able to distinguish truth from falsehood. He easily sells his soul for 30 pieces of silver, but continues to bear the image of God-fearing believer. Once having shown cowardice, meanness, and betrayal, he was already punished by the fact that his heart was hardened and didn't distinguish between good and evil. But the problem is that such a person, being the master of book knowledge, may seem like a role model in the beginning. This is where the danger lies, because over time people begin to see that words are very different from the deeds of such moral teachers. The Pharisees loved to live on alms, since they believed that people should pay them for their literal knowledge, and are often careless in fulfilling their duties. They are proud that they have bookish knowledge and can answer the questions of religion with texts, but they are not capable of realizing the essence of true good and evil either with their hearts or minds. Pharisaism in any religion is expressed in the fact that the so-called people of knowledge are concentrating on dead letter, not comprehending the spirit of Scripture. As a rule, such people are hard-hearted and stingy but hungry for money. These people worship their own pride. Therefore, Jesus comes to the Jew to expose the possessor of bookish knowledge and to provide a true spiritual interpretation of Scripture. And even in spite of all the miracles shown by Jesus to people, the Jew did not accept him, since the most difficult thing is to accept the truth, which is not comprehended by the literal brain. Righteous Muslims are also waiting for the promised Imam Mahdi, who will also give a true interpretation of the text of the Quran and expose the lies. But under his banner, unfortunately, there will be few Muslims who understand the true meaning of Islam, united by the sincerity of their hearts. The so-called Pharisees will not accept either Imam Mahdi or Jesus. The Pharisaism of today's representatives of Islam causes colossal harm to the image of Islam and harms immature Muslims who are often disillusioned with the actions of experts in Islam. Be prudent, study the stories of all the prophets, what they came with and why, what they taught. Study the issues of eschatology, because we are on the verge of global changes and changes in the consciousness of people before the arrival of Imam Mahdi and Jesus, which will finally change the course of human history before its end. Study why the Imam of Muslims should come, what is the history of Islam and why Jesus will come, what is the purpose of their coming. I must say right away that information doesn't lie on the surface. Allah wants us to think a lot and draw the right conclusions. Keep your hearts as pure as possible. Don't envy, don't deceive, and don't hurt those who did good to you. Otherwise, your heart will not understand and will not comprehend the truth. Trust in the grace of Allah, but watch your hearts. Surah Baqarah, Ayah 22. Among those who believe in Allah and the last day, we will not find people who would love those who are in enmity with Allah and His Messenger, even if they are their fathers, sons, brothers, and relatives. Allah has inscribed faith in their hearts and strengthened them with the Spirit from Him. He will lead them into the gardens of Eden, in which rivers flow, and they will abide there forever. Allah is pleased with them, and they are pleased with Him. They are party of Allah. Indeed, the party of Allah is those who are successful.